My favorite character.
Man, I'm not immune for this. We
This
already.
is
Yeah, no,
why
I didn't
you
mute. I didn't
stay
mute
for
anybody.
the
It was.
No, no, no.
dumbass.
I can't believe it.
Dumb
I'm
stuff.
so sorry.
No, Jake, you know what? You have to stay for the rest of the live because
It was.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
No,
You
have to
better
stay
listen. You better
live.
listen to my
Jake,
talk about
Jake,
Captain America.
No, you're gonna listen to me talk about gay zombies.
no. I was like,
Yes.
Jake, you don't have to stay, but can you make sure go to the other video and comment that what happened or something,
Yeah.
so
I'll
people
post
don't
on
see that and then be like, oh well, I
Okay.
guess they didn't
Okay.
do it today.
this dumb fuck.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But anyway, all right. So let's just
Cryptid. I'm
go.
gonna need you
Go.
to
Go
give me
ahead.
a
Business.
whole. I'm gonna need you to give me a whole like picture of Cap's current outfit.
Caps current. Oh, dang. I don't have.
I
Well,
haven't
okay.
seen his
It, it, it,
a good look at
it's
the
in the
uniform
cover.
yet.
Oh, okay, it's in the cover, so I'll bring it up.
All
Okay,
right.
so audience. Okay, so let's pretend like that never happened. So okay, we're talking about Captain America issue number 3. Also, legacy number 774. We gotta start acknowledging the legacy numberings in our comics audience. So okay,
How
so
you feel
yeah.
about the red star on the chest?
The red star in the chest. Well, okay, I know what you're implying, but like, I don't mind it because, like, okay, it's more of a darker. Like, they kind of like acknowledge it in this book, like how okay, the second, Captain America comes from a different time, but the second he comes into modern time, they clad him in a darker uniform. That's really where I'm looking at this as, So
Okay.
darker times, this and that. So anyway, this is yeah, part 3 of the Our Secret Wars
They're
story.
fighting in a museum. I didn't notice.
Yeah, we'll get to that part when we get to it. But yeah, the issue actually opens up with David Colton and audience right off the bat, like a lot of emotions going on in this book. I David Colton, he should have had his own mini series. Like I wouldn't have
Yes.
minded if like okay, in the start of Chip Zdarsky's run, it would have immediately been the story about David Colton's time because there's still so many questions left unanswered. You're really just jumping all around between like okay, beginning David Colton's origin to like his past missions to even the present, and like I'm just trying to wonder how is this all going to merge by the end because there's so many other subplots going on between Steve Rogers getting acquainted with modern day wars to like the whole Doctor Doom thing. And we all know there are only 2 issues left of this arc. And what we know is okay, the story has to end in 2 issues, and somehow David Colton has to be out of commission by the next 2 issues to like correspond with continuity because otherwise okay, where was David Colton all this time between the moment Steve came back to to the present time to our present time,
Imagine
So
they put him on ice.
that yeah, that's the only other thing I could think of. Like, okay, so what is Doctor Doom going to put David Colton on ice? I mean, heck, Doctor Doom doesn't even know much about David Colton himself, So what purpose would that be? Yeah, yeah, and plus, again, we don't know much about like his serum, because like again, despite all the other experiments, audience, Steve Rogers is the only perfected super soldier in Marvel 616. Everybody has like a de facto one. In David Colton's situation, I don't know what the status of his serum is going to be, what the drawback will, because that has to be a thing. But anyway, so we get to like David and his squad entering their new positions in Iraq, and the team is just reminiscing like things were probably better in Baghdad because like hey, at least the plumbing was better and that stuff right now. They're talking about their present status, this and that, and then that's when like a kid pops up right next to them. uh the kid is going to be important because it leads to dark a dark scene towards the end because as soon as the kid gets close to them and he makes eye contact with David Colton, the kid immediately runs off. And keep in mind, he's also wearing a number 11 sports shirt, right?
9/11.
I guess if you want to go, that's if you want to tie it to that, But like I'm also
You can tie
noticing,
everything to that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
shouldn't. The fuck?
yeah, yeah.
You
But I'm
shouldn't.
also, yeah, but I also want to point out that, like, look, you see the clothing that the public is wearing, all the civilians are wearing, very casual, like some rundown clothing. Then you have this one kid popping up with like a bright ass sports jersey on, right? So as soon as, like, the kid runs off, that's when kid David knows something is off. And immediately he notices the car that's coming into them is a suicide bomber. So he immediately takes action, tries to stop it, shoots at it, and unfortunately it's too late. The car comes in close enough to, blow itself up, We'll get more back into that story. But like right now we're jumping into the present because right now, Steve Rogers and the rebel leader are captured by Doctor Doom. You find out that Doctor Doom actually is a big fan of Captain America, and that he's honored that he came to his country.
I want to
Like,
see, like, I want Doom to go to a room with like a Captain America shrine in the corner.
it's funny you should mention that. We'll get to what we get to, but like, so Steve Rogers basically giving his whole shit, like, what makes you any different than Hitler? Oh, oof.
Hey,
And
I wear a
yeah,
mask. Hitler didn't.
I know, right? And then like he's Doom is a bit hurt, saying like, "Oh, you actually it truly breaks my heart to know that you actually believe the words of your superiors." And Cap is like, "The embassy hostages, release them now, unless you want the full force of the United States military at your throat." Oh, Cap. Okay, okay, Sergey, prepare the Americans for their release. And while we wait, let me show you what a true country with moral standings looks like. You know?
Let me show you these
Oh,
people I'm going to abuse in my next book.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So while this is happening, David Colton is, taking his squad, and I'm just gonna bring up this image, right? Like, dude, that is a cool ass image right there,
Don't you
man.
just love cool ass pictures?
Why did it look like
Yeah,
he got his own snake eyes?
I know. I
You
said
look
this
at my
before.
Duke. Duke is snake eyes.
Yeah, that's why I said before when we saw the designs of those two other members of the Howling Commandos, like audience, like David Colton overshadows those two. I don't even know what their names are yet, but yeah, they're Black Ops soldiers. Let's just put it that way. They're Howling Commandos, and right now while Steve is
All
distracting
commandos,
Doom.
these are the screeching wombats.
There you go. So yeah, while Steve is trying to distract Doom, David is going to be sending his forces along with the other rebels to go to the American embassy in Liberia to go free the hostages that are there. So wow, yeah, I wish I could see more further adventures in this team, but like once David Colton breaks in, once he defeats all the other Liberian soldiers that are there, he finds them, but they're all dead. Yeah,
God damn it, Doom.
yeah, Doctor Doom ordered the execution of the people of the American embassy.
I said prepare them to leave. I thought you meant to heaven.
Crime under international law.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Why do you
read
think
Superbowl. You don't care.
that's going? Yeah, it's Doom.
Okay.
So they.
My FBI agent. I'm just doing this for research purposes.
Mhm. But anyway, so yeah, David finds the corpses and the rest of the Liberian soldiers that are there, and they immediately kill them, right? Except for one, and this is where I really got to bring up David's combat experience, right, or in these situations. Anybody else, you kind of would this kind of would be like the PTSD moment, like, oh my god, everybody's dead, but like David is still keeping a level head because he actually bothered to memorize the people he was there to, he was there. He bothered to memorize the people that were he was there to go save, right? And he notices
Respectable.
there there are two missing people here, so we gotta focus on saving them. Where he kept one of the Liberian soldiers alive, points a gun to him, telling him, "Where are the other hostages? Where are the other two?" Even if it's two people, audience, like that's two people's lives he's trying to save, you know? So we get back to like after the suicide bombing that happened in the past with David and his platoon. Okay, really devastating stuff here. One of the soldiers that was with him dies. The other one is critically injured. Like there's a tons of civilian casualties that got into the crossfire of that bombing. And in the midst of this, like this, the other remaining soldier that was with David Colton ends up shooting that kid. The 11 jersey.
Wait.
What the kid
So
do?
the bombing was doomed?
No. This is bouncing between the pasts. The
Okay.
story.
I'll just make sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
what
is the
the kid do?
the
The kid did
no
nothing.
the wait.
He
This is
wore
why
a
I kind of
bright
want to bring up.
jersey, okay?
Yeah, this is why I kind of want to bring up. Like in this story, I don't think we'll ever get a clear, definitive answer, but it's likely that kid probably was in leagues with that suicide bomber.
Most likely,
That's
yeah.
why. Yeah, that's why I'm like noticing why is this kid wearing a bright color shirt with a number in it with a bright colored number in his back, and as soon as like he got close to the soldiers, he ran away. That's what David notices. Wait, something's not right, and immediately that's when the suicide bomber came. I
Yeah.
don't think we'll ever know the answer to that because like these are just real life things.
David's response implies that
Yeah,
the kid led them there, at least like to the building.
exactly. So it it is a hard subject matter to talk about child soldiers, but as far as the
It's
other
a real thing
soldiers,
that happened, sadly.
yeah, yeah. As far as the other soldiers' response was, I can see why he did what he did. Yeah, like again, there's just mayhem everywhere right now at this point. It wasn't just the U.S. soldiers that got hit by this bombing. You see the civilians all around them get like harmed and destroyed, like some badly injured by this bombing. So, but it was a very traumatic experience for David. So, cutting back to the present, right, where Doctor Doom is showing uh, Steve, like, this is what a real organized country looks like. See, the streets are safer. Look at look at this old woman selling fruits at the stand, And she's like saying, "Oh my God, I am so grateful for Doctor Doom. Now I don't have to worry about thieves stealing from my business." And then the rebel leader that's with Cap is saying, "Nobody dares to steal because stealing means death under Doom's reign."
Okay, that's
Yeah,
basically
I
the same.
was captain, they'd be like, bro, why are your people like set like in the 1500s, man? What am I looking
yeah,
at?
yeah. Our people live in the terror under an iron fist, and we have no choice in the matter. Like the ruler before Latveria, we before Doom, we are denied freedom. Like, oh. This is basically like,
Hey, the guy we're doing was even worse at the time.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
now, but at
yeah.
the time he
I
was.
mean, I mean, to be fair, Doom hasn't even had like a full month under his reign at Latveria yet at
Yeah,
this point. So
he hasn't even abused you people yet. Like, give him a
yep,
minute.
yep. So Doctor Doom tries shutting him down. This is basically like you remember that morality situation in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, like
Yeah,
trading freedom over security. Yeah,
yeah,
this is basically this. Latveria kind of represents that.
yeah. That's
So
a real question. Like, how much are you willing to give up to be safe?
exactly. So we come. So Doom continues to show Steve Rogers, his country, and he brings him to a museum, saying, "Hey, despite everything that you might think, I actually respect you, Cap, even if your country does not. You see, I'm actually a big fan of America, to be honest. I
America.
he even shows that in this museum in Latveria, there is a shrine to Captain America and Bucky. Because, like, hey, like you
Is
all
it
fought.
child Bucky? Because if it's not child Bucky, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's Child Bucky.
Why would it
Like
be
the
adult
full
Bucky?
Because MCU synergy is a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I mean, it's a 616
Too much
continuity
stuff is
here.
tied to the kid being a child during the war. You can't undo that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, of course, we see mannequins of Captain America in his uniform, along with Bucky. Him waving the flag and him the older soldiers. He said Doctor Doom is giving his own monologue, saying, hey, you may find this impossible, but I have a certain fondness for America, Captain America. Heck, I studied there because it had the best schools in the world. America's potential. And once in a while, that potential breaks through. But let's see, you woken up to a new world, Captain America. Freedom, democracy. Your country used these words that you made golden and perfect all those decades ago. They used them to cover their atrocities and their cold grips on the world. America is now the enemy. And this is like why I strongly am against someone like Dennis Camp. Like, look, there are a lot of writers I have problems with, writing Captain America, but the way that, like, with Lansing Kelly or Ta-Nehisi Coates, but I can at least try and think, okay, you guys had misguided intentions, but you at least had tried doing good and something you thought was good for Cap, right? Both Dennis Camp, of course, he will throw shit at Cap, but he will have Cap not respond at all. But hey, America's a piece of crap. Captain America is not allowed to respond. Here, Chip Zdarsky lets Captain America respond. The rebel leader is like telling Cap, don't listen to him. He's a snake trying to distract you. And that's when Steve says, it's okay. I may be a man out of his time. And yes, I don't know America anymore. Not yet. So perhaps you're right. I may end up being a citizen without a country. I don't know this world. But
Yeah, not the nomad that fast.
Yep, no. But I know people. There are good ones and bad ones. That never changes. And you, Victor Von Doom, you're a bad one. And while this is going down, after that, and Steve gets a contact from David saying they're dead. He's murdered the hostages. The ambassador's spouses and kids are still alive, and we're heading to save them. Radio back when you're clear.
Imagine they're all dead too.
I know. You're hoping for a good ending, like at least some people's lives can be saved after this, hopefully. But that's when Cap Doctor Doom monologues. Captain, is your mind elsewhere? Perhaps with your friends at the embassy? Oh shit. And that's when immediately Captain America swings his shield at Doctor Doom's face. They're like, oh damn. Okay, so Doctor Doom knows about David Colton and his squad. Shit. Okay, so now there's no more undercoverness. They have to get out as fast as possible. Doctor Doom just goes all Emperor Palpatine, tries shooting his green electricity at Cap. Fortunately, he has his Doombot in the midst of this.
Man, I still can't believe they did that shit after the movie did that shit.
What?
Doom didn't have electricity until the 2005 film. Where they gave that Doom electricity, remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is true, So it matches Doom.
Now just like he literally just shoots green lightning.
Hey, as long as he continues his trademark, right? Okay, so Doctor Doom's Doombot, comes in, tries grabbing Steve. He's about to kill him, but luckily for Steve, he was smart enough to have a conversation with Mr. Fantastic before he came to Liberia. So Mr. Fantastic ended up giving Steve like a knife that emits a virus to robots, specifically Doombots. So good on
bro, he really wants Doom to go home and just cursing the fans for.
What was that? Yeah.
Go ahead, Witch. What you say?
I was about to say, like, Doom is not a robot normally, so I don't know how a robot virus would affect him. But
it's
then
what
for Doombots. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was a Doombot that was about to land the finishing blow.
I was saying, just look at Dave from Doom's point of view. This is kind of sad. Like, I meet this guy I really like, I admire. He doesn't like me, and then you find out the reason I lose because Reed Richards once again just sticking his nose in my business. He's not here to fight me himself.
He's probably He's probably going to think, Reed is the reason I lost the respect of of one of my heroes. Damn that Reed, you know.
Damn it,
So,
Reed.
hmm so yeah, that's what ends up happening. Okay, so they continue fighting, and we get a flashback back to David Colton's time, right? He's holding the corpse of that child, and everybody's just trying to pick themselves back up after this suicide bombing, right? The soldiers trying to look at David, saying, "Look, Parker, uh, sh- our troop is dead. Our soldier is dead. I'm sorry, Cap, but David's just concerned about the kid, and the soldier's trying to tell him, look, Cap, he was a soldier. He knew. That's why he ran. Unfortunately, David wasn't having this, and this was his snapping moment where he actually ended up killing that other soldier. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh fuck.
This is where I needed to see a story dedicated to David alone, because okay, this is a story from his past, but we also saw what he's like in the present, right? Despite his snapping moment here, he's still in the present, working on the American government. He's still concerned. He's still doing his duties as a soldier. He's still concerned about saving people's lives. This and that. That's where his head is in the game. And unfortunately, towards the end of the issue, you see Doctor Doom bringing the rebel leader along with all his other soldiers in the streets of Ledveria, where it is likely he's going to be executing them. Like, God damn it. Let me bring up this image right here. Uh, the Doombot that Steve was fighting ended up self-destructing, and we do get like a good image at the last page where of course, both Steve and to display both Steve and David's how much they changed in the midst of their wars, right? And this is where Captain America makes his statement, like
Oh,
saying,
that's
if
crazy. I just noticed the Captain
what
America under the suit.
Yeah, perfect symbolism right there,
Yeah.
So Captain America ends with this quote saying, "If this new world is darkness, I have to be the light." So, damn, I think that's a good way of ending this issue. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to see people trying to say David's a bad guy. Like
It's
he's
always
making
the
the best
problem with
of.
nuance Captain America takes, though.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to remember there are still some people who think someone like John Walker is a villain, whilst looking at the Flag Smashers as sympathetic. But each their own, I guess. If this was in the hands of any other writer, I would fully expect them to have David Colton be a villain. But so far, based on what I've seen, at the end of the day, he's trying to save people, audience. I did love that character defining moment where he found the dead bodies of those American citizens, and all in the one note he paid attention to was that there are two missing. So that's
I
what he's
just,
going to be focused on.
I
You
feel like
know.
he's talking to Bucky. He's talking about, if this new world is
Hmm.
darkness, I won't bend to it, Bucky. I can't
Hmm.
damn him. Doom is right.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
have to be the light.
Exactly. I mean that is following up with Steve, coming back from the ice, because audience, like, probably like for a good 40 or 50 years, Steve Bucky was a ghost to Steve. That was his Gwen Stacy back in the day.
Yeah.
Ironically, like every
Lasted,
now
like,
and
you
then.
literally saw him die, and then he fell on ice and
Mhm.
immediately
Yep.
woke up in the future. Like, he didn't have no time to adjust to
Like
losing him or
every
anything.
Yep, every now and then you would see like a potential revival of Bucky into the modern world, only to find out that's from some villain's plan. So yeah, yeah, good issue, audience. At the end of the day, so Chip Zdarsky, please, just give just give David Colton a satisfying ending. Like I wouldn't mind if, by the end of this, it's stated that this is David's last tour of duty right now, and for the moment he just wants to go off the grid. Go like Rambo
I
style.
really, it
Huh?
really makes me want to see Chip Zdarsky do Sam. Just
Oh
not
yeah.
just so Sam can, not do a racism story for once.
Yeah.
Like, seeing the difference between their tours and just their service in the army and stuff could be very interesting.
It
Because
would,
we know a lot about Sam Thing, but we don't really focus on it compared to his Got American stuff now.
That is true. Again, hey, Chip Zdarsky was the man, the right Captain America audience for the longest time, and so far, I'm liking this. I can understand if actual veterans like I've been seeing like trying to get everybody's input on this. Yeah, I know a lot of veterans are not really happy by the display of like of the U.S. military in the first two issues, but again, if you look at Colton, he's not the villain in this audience. So again, he has good intentions and that stuff. So all right, yeah, that's really it for Captain America #3 audience.
Thank
So
goodness,
all
because we
right,
have many books to talk about today.
yep. Okay, let's move on. Go
We're
ahead.
talking about Tate Bromble's newest book, Everything Dead and Dying. If you want gay people and zombies, here we go. Anyways, we start off with a father telling his daughter a bit of a story, and everything like that. Because, she's like, I want another story, Dad. And then he's like, okay, but you have to go to sleep right after. You know how parents are sometimes. You know how kids are.
Oh yeah.
So he
How
starts
old are they? How old are they?
Probably like younger than 10, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
But you'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we learn that like there's like a quiet little town with like a farm, and there was a farmer that lived there. He was a good farmer and all this other stuff. Worked sunrise to sunset. Doing all farmer stuff. And he's like, oh, the farmer's name was Jack, and the daughter's like, hey, but that's your name.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah. And he's basically just telling his life story about how like the people in the town didn't really like him that much, and like he had friends, but and lovers that had to keep secret. He's a little bit paranoid. He's a little bit of a paranoid person. You'll see that later. But don't worry. He meets his husband Luke. They have a good time and all that jazz.
There we go.
And everything like that. We learn about the birth of their daughter, Daisy. That's her name, by the way. No. And all that jazz. Anyway, so it's Jack, Luke, and Daisy, by the way. That's the little families. And yeah, we learn about basically his life story. While in between, we see him digging a hole with a shovel. We don't know what he's digging, but he's digging something. It looks like he's digging a grave, And like I said, when I tell you that he's a little bit paranoid. Well, can you go to the next picture, please?
Sure thing. I know what you're talking about now.
Zombies. Well, this is just a nightmare.
Okay.
But he is woken up by his daughter, and they have to go downstairs for breakfast. He winds up the little duck toy that she likes and everything like that, and they walk down the stairs and everything like that. Luke is making pancakes and all that jazz. Aww. And then Jack goes to open the door, talks with the mailman. Basically, he's like, oh, Jess is still sick, but, they're still kicking on and everything. I wonder what the sickness is and everything like that. Anyways, so he leaves, and it's just Jack. He walks back in, and he sees Daisy eating something that doesn't look the most appetizing. Ooh. However, can you go to the next picture?
Sure thing.
Look at that grungy ass place. It did not look like that 2 panels ago.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty, yeah. Anyways, so we see Jack go on his tractor, and he's like, driving through town and everything like that. And basically talking about how the town came to be and everything like that. It was if I can remember, it was started by a black farmer and a war vet back in 1822. They were given 2 years to clear the land and build some stuff, make a settlement. And they were like, oh, you can't do that, like it's too remote and isolated. Well, they did do that, and then the government came in and was like, no, we're actually taking it back, no matter how much work you did, it's ours now. The government fucking sucks ass. And everything like that. But don't worry, we make it to the farm. It's called Caverton Farm, or whatever the fuck it's called. Can you go to the next picture?
Will do.
No. Oh wait, never mind. Go back.
Okay.
I forgot. I didn't send this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
Gotcha.
he opens the giant metal gates and everything. You know, he says hi to the doggo and everything like that. You know, you gotta get to work. Picking tomatoes, feeding the chickens, milking the cows, getting the corn. You get the idea. No rain though. There's no rain for some reason. I couldn't tell you why.
Yeah.
Anyways, so after a long day of farming, as one does, basically he goes back home. You see a bunch of people groaning and moaning around, and not in a sexual way, in a weird way. I promise you, no one's getting it on at night in public. Okay.
It's not Harvest Moon yet, audience. So keep that in
You
mind.
don't know fucking or sucking in public. I'm sorry. Sorry, dog. Sorry to disappoint.
Corn on the cob, audience. Corn on the cob. Go ahead, Twitch.
Anyways, so basically, Jack gets back home after a really long day. You know, he goes to sleep, and then he wakes up to his daughter again. But something's a little bit different this time. Instead of her being just like a normal human girl, you know, like a 7-year-old or whatever, she's a little bit zombified now. She looks a little zombie-like.
Oh, dang it.
Not the most ideal situation, but hey, she still likes the little duck, you know? And Jack's trying to live his life, you know? And so basically, Luke again is making breakfast again. Kind of.
Okay.
And everything like that. But guess what?
What?
He's also a zombie.
Oh, god dang it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me the farm animals got turned into zombies next.
So he's still just cooking. They're just doing the regular stuff as a zombies now.
Yeah. So basically, Jack is fine. It's just his family is zombies now. Basically, anyway.
Oh, okay.
While those two are in the kitchen doing their thing, Jack gets like a bucket of whatever the fuck is in here. Looks like some kind of meat type thing to give to the mailman Stu, who is also a zombie.
Oh, God. I just want to see. Before we get to the next picture, I just want to say, like, I would just like to see a scene where, like, it turns out they were cooking like a whole roast chicken, right? And when they bring out the chicken from the oven, turns out that chicken is a zombie. Like, damn, cock-a-doodle-doo. All right,
go to the next picture. There you go, zombies.
Yeah,
his family. It's his turn to cook.
There we go.
The zombies.
Yay,
fun for all. So yeah, basically, Jack is just like living his life, you know. Goes to the farm. He's like on his way to the farm and everything like that. He sees zombified babies and everything like that. Zombified cows. Well, one zombified cow. You know, he's feeding the pigs, picking the corn, getting the tomatoes, putting meat into a meat grinder.
Oh God.
You get normal farmer stuff.
Yeah.
And so we do see that his daughter did try to attack him when she was like first turning, all this other stuff. We see a zombified chicken and everything like that. And so then we cut to like this cabin, where we see this woman, like we see Jack talking to this woman named Liz, who by the way is the surrogate mom of Daisy, but don't worry about it. Not important, but just thought I'd bring that up if anyone was curious. Yeah. And so basically, he's like, oh yeah, like half the town petition doesn't stop you, It's like, I know you want to save the town, but like, I just letting you know. And she's like, well, there wasn't enough of them, was there? So it's fine. Look, you survived this town. You can handle it. Trust me, this old mill is going to find a new life in a water turbine. Then we'll have water. And, they have a beer together and they're all vibing. Everything that. Jack is low-key having a crisis and everything like that because of everything
Yeah.
that's happening. He's like, no one
Mhm.
liked me in this fucking family. I finally had like a family and everything, and now all this shit is happening. Daisy should have went off to college by now, but look at her, she's a zombie. Not
Oh,
fun. Fucking hate it,
wow.
man. Sucks. I can't even get turned either. This fucking
Mhm.
sucks. Anyways, yeah. So he ends up leaving, which we learned that Liz was also turned into a zombie.
Uh-huh.
Sometime during this. So it was like a mix of like a flashback and also like at the time of this
Mhm.
actual story happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jack goes back home. He goes to sleep. We see a head of a zombified chicken getting chopped off and everything like that. And so he wakes up and he's like, where the fuck is Daisy? Like, where the fuck is she? Because, she always wakes him up. It's part of their routine. Even though she's a zombie, they still have a routine going.
Mhm.
Why not? Why not?
Mhm.
There's no crime in that. Anyway, so he runs down and he's like, where are you? You're supposed to wake me up and everything like that. Don't worry, she's downstairs with Luke
Yeah.
and everything like that. And so that basically we hear some bam, 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 bam. It's Stu, the
Yep.
mailman, and Jack's like, you're too early. And,
Mhm.
Stu was like, oh, cripes, Jack, because that's what he says a lot of the time. But keep in mind, he's still a zombie. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets slammed.
Oh.
Bam, headshot,
Oof. Damn.
everything. So I guess no more mailman, guys. Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh.
Jack had a routine going. Can't just fuck up the routine like that. Who's gonna deliver his mail? Are you gonna deliver his mail?
Somebody has to do it, audience, and now there's
You,
a position open up. So yeah, go for
I mean,
it.
if you need a job, guys, you
Yeah.
happen to be a zombie,
Yeah.
zombie
Work,
mailman. Can you
work
go to
is
the
work in
doctor?
this. Work is work in this economy, audience. So all right.
Exactly.
See?
Even if you're undead, you still have to work. Anyway, so we see
Yep.
a group of survivors being like, "Hold on, this one's still alive." So
Mhm.
and then you just see Jack covered in like zombie blood and guts. I don't know why one's on a horse. I think he's gonna be an entitled bitch. How much you want to bet?
Yeah. Ooh, I know, right? Well, somebody has to have the dough in a farm neighborhood. So yeah. Hmm.
It's how you
So
show the leader.
yeah, you know how zombie stories go. There's always that one
Hmm.
leader guy who ends up being the worst.
Hmm.
Anyways,
Exactly.
yeah, that was the gay zombie book. Well, the first issue of it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I did like the cover.
Just remember, if you have a routine, does not matter in a zombie apocalypse. You can try your best to stick with routine, unless your mailman is is headshotted, which is not fun. No one
Exactly.
likes to get headshotted.
Exactly. I mean, I did like the cover of this comic, and if it was in my comic book stand, I would have picked it up. But dang, my
Yeah,
comic
I was
didn't have
surprised
the
they
shop.
actually had it in my comic shop, to be honest, because
Hmm.
sometimes when there's like indie books that I'm really interested in, they don't have it at my comic shop. They're very picky
Yeah.
on their indies.
Yeah, exactly. Audience, like that's a sad reality of indie comics. Like not all. It's one thing with Marvel and DC because like all comic book shops would want to have like the latest issues of those. But with indies, each comic book shop will be selecting which ones they will put on racks.
Yeah,
Because
I
they're
have
not.
to
You
get Christopher Chaos via subscription or go to a different comic shop.
Yep. Exactly. Well, there's only so much you can do. But anyway, we're pressed for time, so I think we should probably move on to the next book.
Yes,
So,
please.
all right, let's move on. Let's take a break from the zombiness for a bit and talk about the environment, audience. Let's talk about Captain Planet issue number 4. Austin, do you want to take the lead on this one?
No.
Okay. Looks like it's up to me to be talking about saving the environment, audience. Boop boop. And like that, I'm gonna be talking about this while I'm drinking an organic plum drink from my bottle that's twice recycled. So there you go. Okay, so this is really picking up from last issue. You have the remains of the Planeteers trying to go save Gaia from what's his name, Lucid Plunder. Yeah, that's the bad guy of this series. He's the guy who
Lucian.
Lucien from London. Yeah, he's the guy who, in the end credits of Captain Planet, would say, "You'll pay for this, Captain Planet." Like, so he has Gaia captured. The Planeteers are going to try saving her, and Wheeler decided to leave. Because like this is just way too much for him. I gotta say,
He
Wheeler,
gave Lucian the fire ring.
exactly, like Lucian went up to Wheeler and kind of convinced him to join to take a trip with him to his facility and kind of persuade him to hand over his ring to Lucius because he can use the powers of the ring to create better alternative energy resources. So yeah, he got swayed, but of course Lucius has other intentions in mind with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get to like the bare meat and potatoes of this story. So basically, the Planeteers they break into Lucian's facility. Uh, damn, what's that kid's name? The kid with the heart ring, right?
Mati.
Monty. Yeah, he does have a one-on-one confrontation with Wheeler about leaving the Planeteers. I mean, of course, Linka is the one visibly upset about Wheeler leaving them. I wonder why.
Hold on. You know what? I am
Yeah.
taking over this book. You're skipping all the stuff
What?
I wanted to talk about.
Okay,
First of
go
all,
ahead.
this book
Yeah.
starts off with us watching the water chick drown, by the way,
Yeah.
The
because he's
irony.
having nightmares about the future tsunami coming and the
Uh-huh.
problems because guys are kidnapped.
Gotcha.
Second,
Okay.
I can't leave you skipped over the photo. I sent you a photo just so you can see it too,
Oh,
where
okay.
they changed Monty's power, where he can talk to the planet at all times,
Yeah. They're
whether
doing
he's
some
formed or
interesting.
not.
Yeah, they're doing some interesting things with their powers. I mean, for God's sakes, not in the last issue we saw Mati make energy clones of himself. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it felt like they just didn't know do a heart. So you gave this man
Yeah.
random stuff. But
I mean,
I
to
brought
be
this
fair,
panel up. Go
to be
ahead.
fair, we also saw Wheeler in the previous issue use his ring power to make lava boxing gloves with them. So like that sounds pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that is just ripping off Green Lantern. I'm more okay with that. But
Okay.
I liked the speech here with Captain Planet
Uh-huh.
because Marty's losing faith in humanity. The man who's it represents heart is losing heart when it comes to people.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
asking him, how do you survive in a world consumed by selfishness and indifference, Captain? Or did Wheeler have it right along that our fight is too big to win? And Captain
Mhm.
Planet responds with, when you've seen everything I've seen, you tend to take the long view of everything. And when it comes to humanity, you always find a new way to surprise me. There's
Mhm.
greed, injustice, but also endless love and beauty. Because where
Mhm.
there's life, there's hope. And whether you think people can change it, maybe they just need someone to lead the way a little bit.
Mhm. And you see, audience, that's why I skipped over that part so that someone else could give that speech. So there you go. You feel better
You're like,
about
that
yourself,
seemed like
Austin?
Captain Planet to
No,
you?
Oh, well, you got to be the one to say that message of peace, Austin. So for a better
I ain't gonna lie.
world.
I don't like Monty's face in this photo. That's also why I picked it.
Hey,
And
it's
it is a
better
little
than
dirty with
Wheeler.
art.
Hey, it's better than Wheelers, man. All right, So okay.
What
So
other photo did you put up, by the way?
um, I put up. Well, the only other picture I have is for the last page,
Oh,
but
okay.
we'll save that for the end.
That's all
I
good.
do want to. Okay, yeah. So now that I also talked about that little tidbit, like we could just jump forward to like the Planeteers invading the Lucius's facility, right? So yeah, Mati does have a one-on-one conversation with Wheeler,
I didn't like
and
that conversation because like they really gloss
Mhm.
over like how fucked up Willis power is.
Yeah.
Because people don't know. The rings activate a lot of times how you feel, as we're not just
Hmm.
like putting your arm out and doing stuff. And so
Yeah.
if you're not careful, you can really fuck stuff up. And while a little bit of water or a tree popping up every now and then not gonna destroy everything, well the
Hmm.
Wheeler burns down all of that. He can't stop
Yeah.
it when it comes down to
Yeah.
when
Right.
his power comes out.
I know. Come on, it's fire, audience. It's the most responsible power of the elements that you have to be responsible for.
So like I get them being
Avatar had a whole episode about that. So
so I get them being mad at him about giving it up, but it's like yeah, he
now
probably should just pass it off to somebody else who could have handled responsibility. But it does
I
like but
I kind
he said he burnt down one of his warehouses and put some of his people out of jobs and stuff. Like I get why he would be conflicted with his power
nah,
specifically.
you see, nah, you see, like I have the page in front of me, right? I kind of like Wheeler's perspective, and this is kind of something I kind of wish they went with Wheeler more on. Is because, like, okay, it's one thing to be like an environmentalist or an activist. You're out like promoting for a better world, this and that. Wheeler out of the group kind of feels more like the common man here. Like, I'm
He
just trying to
is,
pay
yeah.
rent. Yeah, I'm just trying to pay rent for the month, all right? Yeah,
Mm.
it's great you guys want to save the environment and all, but I'm about to be evicted from my apartment if I don't find another job,
Everybody I know is losing their jobs and their cars. They think that your green card incident, all that stuff going on
Exactly.
that y'all are doing.
Oh, oh, that's true. Yeah, like where are the green cars being constructed at the end of the day? Are they being constructed? Where are they,
They're all made
audience?
by Elon, who's the
Hmm.
worst.
There you go. And I like what Wheeler had to say. Um, Wheeler is telling Mati, screw you, pal. You guys are all talk. You know that? You people don't know what it's like to see folks lose their jobs for your fancy green cars. Like, oh, damn. Yeah, this is kind of something like I want to bring back to like the first issue, right, audience? Like, you see Mati, he's like using his heart power to get all these animals to go and attack the construction workers in his country that are, taking some resources from like a mountain. I forgot what specific material they were gaining, but
I forgot too.
regardless,
But
yeah,
it's one of the
regardless,
five that they Lucius bring up later. Yeah, for
yeah,
that thing.
regardless, it is a resource that people need and that stuff, and it just makes me think like okay, in the original Captain Planet series, right? You would see like depictions of, oh my God, you're cutting the rainforest. Oh my God, that is so horrible. Or you're drilling for oil. But maybe it's because I'm a blue collar worker audience, but you realize you need those materials for average Joes like me to be doing jobs, right? Yeah, the trees you cut
So a
down.
lot of that stuff is harming the planet, and if we keep at this, none of us
Hmm.
would be able to survive to have those jobs.
But
Yeah,
but that's
but
the problem though. Captain
mhm,
Planet talks about the problem, but he doesn't offer any solutions. They don't mean
exactly.
like if Captain Planet was out here like, oh, y'all need paper, he built himself like a recycled paper thing, then sure.
Yeah,
But we still need
yeah,
materials to build that, motherfucker.
exactly. How do you think houses are constructed? Which, you know,
There's actually a lot of ways to make houses. I don't know what the
To be
fuck.
fair, we did to come up with new ways to make houses without the wood.
mhm,
Yeah.
without wood, yeah, but that's cost extra amount of
It
money to
does.
do that.
Yeah, it's worth it
Like
if
to
the
be
if the
to be
if the
to
government
be
in question
like
actually likes its people.
Like, I mean, to be like, look at my family's example, right? We're going to be doing a construction project in one of my parents' houses, like an expansion. We're going to convert that into an apartment, right? We need lumber. We need copper. We need a lot of resources in order to
You
make that
know,
possible. You
okay, so
know?
I live in Arizona, and we are
Yeah.
like we have a lot of copper here. And every time
Yeah.
I go down to visit some of my grandparents, I always see that big ass ditch where a copper mine used to be. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised if a bunch of these oligarch assholes decide to run everyone dry of these materials just so that they can get more money and leave us broke.
Hmm. I mean, you could, yeah, I mean, you could go to like an alternative material source, but more likely than not, that
Honestly,
alternate material source.
I just don't want to live in a hellhole that's like super fucking hot where we can't live comfortably, which I'm
Hmm.
already living in that hellhole. Also,
Hmm.
I can't afford to do shit because of these
Hmm.
motherfuckers.
There you go. But
Honestly, I
regardless,
just want to live. Cryptid, you know this. We
yeah,
all just want to live, but we can't live because
and
of these
and some
assholes
of
who don't give a shit
and
about
some
us. It's
and
common
some of us
sense.
need to work for a living too as well.
Exactly. We all
That's
need
one.
money to live, and the
We
fucking
we all
government are assholes who don't care about their
we
people.
we all need money,
All
but we
right.
all need material. That's what I'm also
Yeah,
trying to
they're
say.
running out dry of
We
materials.
understand. All right, or not keep going on this rent with this. That kind of
Okay,
plan.
okay. Okay, gotcha. But anyway, so that's kind of like why I wish they could have elaborated more with Wheeler on, But yeah, regardless, we get to see the results of Lucius's experiments with the rings, and we might as well go towards the final page.
He
Um,
made his own 5 rings out of different materials, out of
yeah,
hard metals, and that's
yeah.
what he was getting from the first issue with Matai.
And suddenly he decides to call himself Captain Pollution. I'm like,
Yeah,
really, dude?
by these powers combined, he's ugly as hell.
Yeah.
What
Look,
does this
I know.
motherfucker look like?
Look, look,
That's Captain
look. I know.
Pollution.
Hold
Yep.
on, I have to
Look,
get. I have to like go
I
very
know.
close.
He looks
He
Yeah.
like
I
a
looks like
mean,
a
zombie.
knockoff Hyperion from
yeah.
what I see.
They jacked him up a bit. I'll give you that. But
They tried to
I
put the
know.
rocks instead of like the wood and stuff. I don't think it's a good design.
Nah, I don't like it. And plus,
I
the
can't
name. Like, look,
sit all that.
I know. Like, look. I know the trope is like every villain is a hero of their own story. But like,
Yeah,
would you really be willingly calling yourself Captain Pollution?
yeah. That was
Like,
different
no,
in the show
seriously.
where
What?
he had years to build a hating Captain Planet to where like he
Yep.
was doing it to kill Captain Planet. Here he's doing it to fuck over
Yeah.
everybody for no reason.
Yep. Okay. Let me
Like
let me
Captain Planet
read
hasn't even
exactly.
been around to be an enemy yet.
Exactly. Let me bring up his exact line, like saying, "Once I was a champion of industry, but now I am something far greater. Gone is the mortal known as Lucian Plunder, and with my powers combined, I am Captain Pollution." God damn, I
I
really
like his
want to see.
Cracked
first
like
part.
5 times during that.
I thought you were gonna read the first part. He's talking about people say power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But this is what corruption feels like, and I welcome it.
I
I'm
should
like,
have
bro,
read
shut
that
up.
part. I wish they kept the dude bro voice in him, but I guess they're just going more Sinestro like with Captain Pollution. But is what it is. Different takes on '90s characters at the end of the day. So all right, man. I was really looking forward to seeing Austin do his dude bro voice, or maybe even Witch, but we ain't getting to that.
I was willing to
Never
do
read
dude,
this
bro.
book. I don't care about Captain Planet as much as people think I do. There's not a lot
You
of
okay?
80s cartoons that I watch, okay? Shit.
Gotcha.
It just doesn't make sense story why he was so willing to do this so fast. And
Yeah.
how easy it was too. Can you imagine like
Just one
Superman in the
ring.
'60s? It was like, yeah, guess what? Issue 2, I already have Superman's powers. Like, wait, what?
I
What
know, right?
far beyond of this book?
Uh the solicitation
What?
shows at least up to like issue 6 right now, so I don't know how
We're
long this series
on
got.
issue 6?
No, right now we're on issue 4,
It's
but as
supposed to be
far
an
as I'm aware,
ongoing, just in
yeah.
general. But
But I mean,
they only got
yeah,
the two because how often it comes out. We only seen the covers for the next 2 issues.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like very disappointed that Captain Pollution came out so soon. That's somebody
Yeah.
you build up towards later on. Because when you have somebody who's like godlike or like of equal status as Captain Planet, where do you go from here at that point?
Look at his
So,
feet, bro. He has 2 claws coming to his toe.
Wait, who's the Nightcrawler?
yeah, I know, it, right? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Pollution doesn't look flattering at the end of the day. So. But all right then. Any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I don't know how they win in this situation.
Yeah.
Um, People don't
Give him
remember
a
Captain
bath.
Planet's weakness is pollution. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
give them a bath or something, but it's not really like
Yeah.
where they are. They're
Come
not
on,
even
please.
really in a good position to
Don't worry.
do something to
Well,
unpollute him. That
we'll,
doesn't
we'll
pollute something else.
we the fanatics will clean pollution ourselves. Me and Austin will be in charge of the waste up, which you'll be in charge of the waste down.
What are
Somebody
we
has
both
to do it, man. Somebody has to be in charge of that. Which wipe it clean. Give
are
him
we
a mani
Voltron or
pedi.
something?
Yeah. Give him a mani pedi on those toenails. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. But yeah. Now that we got all that way, you guys want to move on?
yeah.
Please, I
Gotcha.
can't keep looking at this dude.
All right.
Oh God.
Next, next, we're talking about the Punisher Red Band #1. That's right, audience. Punisher is back. Punisher is gory. Punisher fights a good fight. He kills, takes no prisoners. There is there isn't a no surrender in his war, you know? So
I
we don't
forgot those
know.
were grenades, bro. I thought this man had like spray bottles on.
Huh? You think he has safeties on, Austin? Like,
I
dude,
forgot those grenades, bro. I thought he had like spray bottles. Well, he gonna hit you with some bear mace or something. I don't
he,
know.
that dude, pepper sprays would be more of whatever that other guy was, Joe Garrison. You know, that would have been more of his thing. You know, but anyway, we really start the issue off with like Punisher covered in blood. He doesn't know how he got here. He's in a boat. He sees the mangled up corpses of the people in front of him. Yeah, like gunshot wounds. They're missing their jaw. Their brains have been blown out. But like he instinctively is responding, right? Like this whole boat's on fire, by the way. He manages to get away, this and that, and yeah, he's still trying to figure out how did I get here. Uh, so yeah, he manages to escape the boat. Later on, you find out that boat was a bunch of gang members. So still find a good fight. But then we cut over to a church where this one father is in the confession booth with another person, right? You come to find out that other person is actually Kingpin, and he's not here to confess. He's actually
This
here to
is
make.
what he's doing post Krakoa.
I know, right? He's not here to confess, which he's actually here to make the father confess because he knows about the father's drug dealings.
Is
So,
he
wow.
stupid? This like you attract Daredevil to places. Can you imagine how Daredevil's gonna feel when he finds out Kingpin went
Mhm.
to a church?
Yeah. Let me read what the Kingpin's saying. For the past 20 years, you've been using your position within international charities to traffic men, women, and children into
What the
into
fuck?
this city, my city. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, some dark shit going on here, audience.
You
So,
literally tell me crimes even Kingpin doesn't approve of?
yeah, there has to be a line drawn somewhere, right?
Everyone has
So,
their own agendas.
hmm so yeah. Uh, so here's the gun, father. Think of it as a rosary. Hey, you either are going to be at the hands of justice where you're going to get like a lifetime sentence, or you can have your own way out. So Kingpin leaves, and the next thing you hear is a bang in the inside of that confession booth. So you're like,
What was
damn.
Kingpin gonna do if the guy just shot him?
Well, he has thick
I hate when they do that. Like, what
muscle.
would have been planned if the guy just shot Kingpin in the back of the head and he
which,
walked away?
which is funny because like that's what happened to his assistant Wesley in Daredevil season 1.
Yeah, stop handing people loaded guns and then walking away. Like, what's wrong with you?
Gotcha. But yeah, regardless of the situation, we also do find another gang leader who has a hand in this. Uh, Let me bring up the next picture. Who else other than Tombstone himself?
I keep
Wow.
getting it, making him like a zombie all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Uh,
zombies,
I guess this would be an appropriate villain for Punisher, because what better villain against Punisher than somebody who's literally bulletproof, you know? So, yeah.
I
Um,
still need to see him and Luke Cage have like one like fist fight, just a long fist
I,
fight battle.
I know, man. I don't know why Marvel doesn't think about that, you know?
because Marvel
So,
hates him. Forget that.
yeah, yeah, true. But anyway, so apparently he has some gang members who are literally being hung by meat hooks in a meat locker right now. And by hung by meat hooks, I mean like audience, like they're alive and they're being hung in the air with hooks going through their biceps or arms or even stomach. They're still alive, by the way, audience, and like he's basically interrogating them, and he brought his own brass knuckle butcher knife with him, saying,
Man,
"Yeah,
this some
no,
Texas Chainsaw stuff.
oh yeah, it is." He's telling them like, "Look, you're all going to die, but if you tell me what I need to know, it'll be quick. Otherwise, cutting them. He's cutting pieces of flesh out of them one by one by one. Like, oh, good lord, gruesome scene, audience. This is why this is a red band book, after all. It's Punisher's world. There is no happy ending. So speaking of Punisher, we see him in the shores of Brooklyn. Uh, an old lady happened to be walking her dog, and they end up finding Punisher unconscious in the shores. And she's like, oh my god, let me call the police, mister. Are you okay?" And Punisher immediately grabs the phone saying, "No hospitals. Take me to your house." Like,
He's
ooh.
like,
The
what the
fuck?
fuck?
Hell no.
Who the hell
Oh
is this
man.
man?
I know, right? Like even Punisher's trying to run. He seems to be dealing with some amnesia going on, audience. Like he's trying to piece together what happened. But yeah, so he's at her
See,
house.
which the Punisher went out there drinking again. Got to
Oh
fight
no,
with
man!
gangbangers.
Come on.
Jeez, you know how reckless a person would be when they're drunk and driving a car. Imagine someone drunk that's Punisher, man. Like, ugh, ugh, ugh. But yeah, we get to the lady's house and Punisher is taking a bath, but of course this is Punisher's gruesome body here. Let me bring up the image right here, audience. Uh, this is yeah.
What is that hairprint, bro?
We don't know. Okay, there has to be a story behind that. There's a lot of mystery to this, but this is kind of what I would imagine Punisher's body would look like. Like it is muscular, but it's a burnt out body. Like he
Look
just
how
went.
big he is in that tub.
I know. I mean, heck,
The
he
big boy.
his body. He prepares his body for all war, man. There is no vacation for him. There is no cheat days for him.
I mean,
Like
there are so many other heroes and anti-heroes. I think he could have one day off.
nah. Punisher, it's an unhappy ending with Punisher, which there are no days off with this guy. It's all about the
Have
mission,
you seen that clip of him from Superhero Squad show where a whole bunch of
Oh,
other are in his car?
I love that clip so much. Like they were able to give a perfect allegory for Punisher in a kids' cartoon audience. He's like saying, "You have to run, filth of the city, pollutes the city, like Brussels sprouts pollute a plate of delicious mac and cheese. Sure,
I get
they
it.
say they say it's safe. You could just move the Brussels sprouts to one side, right? Wrong. No matter where you put them, their vile vegetable juices pollute the whole table. I'm here
Agree.
to keep. I'm
He's
here to
correct.
keep the. I'm here to keep the Brussels sprouts off the menu. Keep them from leaving the store in the first place. Like, oh
Exactly.
damn.
Exactly.
I don't think that dog like your speech, bro.
I know. Whose song was that? Okay, so no answer. But yeah,
Wasn't
I,
mine. I
I hate
have a
Brussels
dog.
sprouts too. I get it.
yeah, yeah. I just love how even in like a show aimed at kindergartners, you could give a perfect allegory for Punisher there.
Why not?
But anyway, you see Punisher in this bath. Like he tells the old lady to give him some vodka and a lighter. It's like damn, like he drinks a bit and then later pours the vodka on his open wounds. And yeah, you can only imagine what he does with the tweezers and the lighter after that, audience. So damn, little first aid going on.
I
But
mean, if you
anyway,
gotta do, I guess.
yep. But anyway, so you return back to Kingpin. He's looking at the remnants of that boat from his tower, and you look at Tombstone, right? Yeah, he full on dismembered all the people he had hung from meat hooks. I should have brought up that picture for that gruesome image. Like, ugh, ugh. I don't. Lord knows what he's going to do with those body parts when he gives them to an actual butcher. Yikes! But anyway, we cut by. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Okay, so really we cut by to like the end of this, right? Like where Frank finally gets most of his scars fixed, except he notices something in the back of him. There's a scar in the back of his neck. And we end the issue off with Kingpin in front of a computer with Frank Castle's Frank Castle's face and a control chip in it saying activate Punisher. And like Kingpin is communicating to Frank, time to get back to work. Oh boy. So basically like this is their interpretation of Frank Castle entering the Suicide Squad, but this time it's
No, it's not
Kingpin.
even that. He's being mind controlled.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that is true, you know. Um
If
a,
it
a
was just a
lot of these
bomb in the neck, I don't think the Punisher would care, to be honest.
oh I would like it more if it was like, just a bomb in his neck, because like, the old lady's looking at Punisher saying,
Pinpoint is
are
playing
you
a
okay?
video game, bro.
Yep. She's like, "Are you okay? Please say something." And Punisher saying, "Do you have any guns?" I'm like, damn.
He's like, no, I'm not
Bro,
greedy.
I need to see like Kingpin with like a PS5 controller go on ham
Oh,
trying to make the Punisher work, bro.
oh, that would be insane, man. In a sick way, Punisher is still killing criminals and gang leaders, but
Yeah,
but it's just Kingpin's the one controlling him in this
yeah.
scenario.
He
Yeah,
gets
get
killing
rid of
off
the
the
competition.
competition.
Yeah. Oh god damn. Oh man. You know dang well the moment Frank Castle realizes there's a computer chip in the back of his neck, he'd be like, just give me a pencil and a scalpel and I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
damn, he would just rip that thing off his neck, man. Open wound, no problem.
I gotta
Leave
know
blood
who he
granulated.
got to make this though. This is like some crazy type of tech.
Yep. The person writing this is Benjamin Percy. Oh, it's like, let me just
Benjamin
double.
Percy, I know him.
Yeah.
He's
Let
writing
me see.
Wolverine right now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's a writer I'm really starting to become a really big fan of, actually. So he's also the same guy who's writing, I believe, the Red Hulk series. Yep, he's writing the Red
Yeah,
Hulk
he is.
series right now.
That's what
So
I know him from.
he seems to have a
So
knack for
anti-hero,
writing.
that's his guy. That's his vice.
Nah, really just testosterone heavy characters, badasses, So
And
he's a
whatever that's
perfect.
happening in Wolverine with the body horror and the demons and shit like that.
Exact,
I'm surprised we haven't
exactly.
seen Damon Hellstrom yet.
We'll see him eventually. But
Man, no one want to
yeah.
write Damon.
But yeah, audience, you want a Punisher book? Like this is Punisher basically how you want to see him. Like he has a skull on his chest. Marvel made sure to damn well make a variant that's literally just a skull on it. He's using guns, he's hardcore, he's badass, there are no prisoners with him when it comes to the people he goes after.
Yeah.
Uh
Can we talk about this photo they got from it? And then the way they got the picture of him like we first ever became the Punisher, like baby face Punisher. Like
I know that's a before and after picture
that
audience.
definitely that definitely the one that wore that initial onesie suit.
Exact. Oh, the one with the white boots.
Yeah,
True. But yeah, and I'm also interested in how Punisher's going to deal with Tombstone because again, this is a villain that's literally bulletproof. So how does Punisher deal with that?
we gotta put a
Um,
bomb in his mouth. We gotta get creative.
maybe get like a Judas bullet. Like from the MCU. Remember?
I guess I see them making that.
Yeah. I know people don't like MCU synergy, but that sort
That
of
was a good
bullet would
weapon.
be
That was a good
yeah,
weapon. Yeah.
yeah. That would be a good weapon for Frank to use. I mean, when it comes to devices from the MCU, they have found ways to implement them in comics. I remember back when Punisher was wearing the War Machine outfit, right? They did make a canon to state that the Iron Man armors do filter out your urine to drinkable water. Um,
Respect them.
uh, anybody want gulp?
I don't know if
But
I'll do it, but it's
like,
respectable.
Yeah, Austin, let's put it this way, right? The person who was wearing one of the Iron Man armors was specifically trying to look for a corner to take a leak on because he does not want his suit to actually filter that water, you know? So, damn, you know. And also, as far as like, how did Frank come back since last we saw him in Weird
Yeah,
World?
is this
Uh,
canon? That's the real question. Is it going to be a story set in the past or is it modern day?
I would think it's modern day because, like, wait, isn't Kingpin still mayor?
No, Luke Cage man.
Oh wait. Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah. Well, Luke Cage. I mean, Kingpin's still a crime boss. So, yeah,
I don't even know if Kingpin has returned yet since Recall.
I forgot. I thought he. Wait, didn't he return back for Gang War?
No.
Yes. No. Yes, he did. Because I remember he was in a fist fight with Tombstone.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
because
day he lost. He ain't been in that book since then.
well, I guess this is Kingpin coming back on top. I guess. And what better arsenal to have than to have the Punisher in your disposal? So. We'll see where
Yeah.
that goes. Okay. But yeah, anyway, that's really it for Punisher audience. Yeah, so all right, we can move on
Wait,
to the next.
wait.
Yeah.
So look at this picture that you have up. What did they do to that old lady that middle picture?
What? No, she's just going in to check on Frank,
No. They just made her head like abnormally huge for that picture. You see what
Let
I'm
me
saying?
see.
Like, look at.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
I
Cue
think
that
it's
up
just the
to
way her
right.
scarf is. It just looks her head huge. And it like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Let me go
Just
to that photo.
just chop that up for like, the artist's consistency, So all right. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's move on to the next book. Austin, you do this one.
Finally, Jake's not here though. One
Mm-hmm.
World Under Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Everyone who's watching this in the comments say boo, Jake, boo.
How dare he
um,
not be here for this?
How dare
how
you
many
enter
stores?
live and then have the balls to not even be here?
How many stores
Hmm.
do we have after this?
Let's see. We could skip my Red Hulk book, but
I saw my book.
see.
I saw one book.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah. At
say.
least Witch's book. Yeah, Witch's book is after this, and then mine's is the last. Oh, sorry, no. After this, it's gonna be your Transformers book, Austin. Then it'll be Witch's book.
Okay,
So,
so
so,
this book is basically Doom versus everybody.
yes.
Basically, Doom had lost the glory because everyone realized he's just a fraud. So now he's
Hmm.
like, you know what? I'm all powerful. I'm gonna use all this power. If people don't know, we didn't cover this book. I was going to, but it was just a one-off thing. We had enough Doom stuff to talk about recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Doomed, Doom 29 came back in time with his own multiverse timeline Avengers to stop
Yeah.
Doom. Because at some point, it was either this battle or after this battle, Doom gets so mad that he just kills everybody. And I don't mean, oh, he just kills the heroes. He kills everybody. Even
Doom.
Doom in the future gets by himself, looking at a monument he made for the world, basically. And all the people and heroes around him are Doom bots he made.
Dang it, Victor. Yeah, Shake should be saying that, but we know he never will. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he went back. He tried to get Doom to stop right before this fight happened, but obviously Doom didn't stop.
Mhm.
But so here, uh, saying he got exposed, he is fucking people up. Go to the first photo. I showed this photo because Doom. I was very impressed. I never seen Doom do this. As you
Yeah.
can see, he has Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, who they keep hyping as being, one of the strongest people alive, by her
Yeah.
never getting defeats when it matters.
Yeah.
And when in her solo book, she's invincible. Put her in a team, she's
Yeah.
ass. That's Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch. You see
Yep.
Carol here. Doom absorbs their power, fuses it all together, and then tries to launch it back. And you see he's mixing it all together.
Yep.
But this gives the Juggernaut a chance to hit the dinosaur that Doom's riding and send them flying.
Oh man.
But Doom's doing pretty well. In fact, the kids at home are hyping or the heroes up like, yeah, they're gonna beat them. Valerian's like, no, they're getting their ass whooped.
They're beating up my godfather. Look, Valeria, are you freaking kidding me, dude? Like, come on.
Uncle Doom is winning. That's just bad. Critic talked about this. They need to break the bond between Valeria and Doom because that Critic it talked about before the show started, like yesterday.
Yeah.
She actively just saw the dude try to murder her dad again.
Exactly. Look, let me bring up what she was saying in the first page, right? She's like saying, "I'm Larry Richards, and as the world watches each of them, all of them now come for my godfather." Like, you just saw this guy literally try to rip the head out of your father, lady.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
Reed's face actually split apart. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she's still going by calling him uncle. I mean, come on.
She's watching him murder her family and friends, and she still says Uncle Doom.
Uncle Doom is winning.
Well, that's why I tell people Valeria is meant to become evil. And if Valeria becomes evil, if you really want Moon Girl evolution and stuff, have her and Moon Girl, that'd be the rivalry. Have that be her Reed Richards. I think that'd be hilarious.
That will have to be it, you know?
It will force Moon Girl to get the feats that people hype her up for. But it also gives her an enemy that's supposed to be as smart as she is.
Yep, that's what I want to see from Moon Girl audience. I just want to see her use her intelligence. Come on, you know? So, yeah.
But, yeah, so the stuff with the kids, Doom is fucking everybody up. Yes. And then we get one of the best panels, one of the weirdest panels. Go to it. Go next.
Go. Okay. The one-on-one confrontation audience.
People will call it the Scientist Supreme. But yes. People don't remember. Scientist Supreme was a lie that Loki made up. He was trying to fuck with Hank.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing.
Now Reed did it. He invented it. Like, oh my god! Look,
he came in with the cloak, bro, for no reason.
Okay, look. Let me read what Let me read what Reed ended up doing. Right? He's saying, "Look, since it started, you've been winning, Doom, simply because you've been more powerful. Every step of the way, you've been wielding a weapon I don't understand: magic, time magic, dark magic, sorcerer supreme magic. But I've been studying it, building up a table of repeatable properties. It's periodic. And do you know that? I have a real problem with magic, but I'm great at science. I've been building a new science, Victor. And you know what my favorite part about science is? It's that anyone can wield it. You don't need to be special or chosen. You just need to do the damn work." Like, damn.
I think it's funny as well because you go by Doom's comment here, where he's like, "It's like he couldn't believe his fucking eyes, bro." The actual claim, a new front in a new dimension, impossible. It's not him. He could never stretch his mind this limit, but he has.
Yeah.
Hold on, I might be switching back to my phone in like 2 minutes.
Okay, what? Yeah.
All right, wait
a second.
Go ahead.
This man said the world's dumbest dog has finally learned a new trick, bro.
He just never wants to give Reed credit. You know, that's what
I will
it is.
give Reed this. I like the outfit.
I just like the fact that you made science into magic. Yeah. Oh, I was like,
he pulled MCU. What's the famous saying? Science, magic is science that you don't understand. Well, guess what? Reed understands it now.
Yeah, he made a periodic table of magic properties, audience. Like, this is, I would think this is like a different step from Doom because, we know Doom mastered science and magic, but those are two completely different principles.
That's the problem,
Exactly. But like with Reed, he applied science into converting it into magic. I'm like, oh, damn. Like, Reed is like the Superman of science, really. You know, like, good lord.
It does lead to my problem with Ryan North's depiction of magic.
Okay.
Ryan North is good at science and stuff, but
Yeah.
when it comes to like, even when it came to Doctor Doom versus Dormammu, he still
Yep.
like when it comes to trying to showcase magic, he still went like the physical properties of it. Like, say for example, for some reason,
Mhm.
Reed, just like Doom did against Dormammu of all people, does Wolverine
Mhm.
claws for the sake of doing them.
Oh yeah,
And it's like, bro, come on now. You're fighting the
yeah.
all powerful God. You're not doing that. You can be realistic. You're, there's no situation where Doom of all people fighting Dormammu would say, yeah, Wolverine claws. Yeah, Cyclops
Yeah.
beams. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
He does go
And
flame on, like hey, that's just the
yeah,
opening attack. You don't
I
show your
get it. It just, I don't think it's
you
a
do
good
your
showcase of your brand
you
new science magic. It's just
yeah
like Wolverine
you
claws, just like you did.
you do your jabs before you deliver the haymaker. So
I
and
get
I
it.
can
It's
just
just
only
like,
I
damn.
I I can just only imagine beneath Doom's mask what he really feels is that your science and magic were supposed to be my thing, Richards. Like,
I'll be mad at him.
damn, yeah,
What do you mean after 60 years of fighting, you finally decided to do this?
yeah,
I'd
and
have been,
on,
it would
on,
have been more. I
on
always thought Valeria would be the one to do this, not Reed.
yeah, an audience. Reed has been doing the work. If you've
Yeah,
read the past couple issues of Ryan North's
yeah.
Fantastic Four
Ryan
run,
North's run, he been doing it since before the vampire thing happened.
exactly. Like, yes, it was a struggle for Reed. It's just something he doesn't really accept with magic, but he put into work, So, damn, it is an amazing feat of Reed Richards, scientist supreme and all that stuff. Damn, but
Yeah, I can't even
look,
doubt him, bro. I don't even see how you can hate him for
yeah,
this moment, but it does
yeah.
not help him. So he still gets his ass whooped, and it's very bad.
Well, yeah. To be fair, man, if you were to give like Reed like a month, maybe a year,
Yeah,
because remember this is still just fairly new for Reed. Like
he needed the hyperbolic time chamber, bro.
exactly. He's in a time crunch against with Doctor Doom at this point. So yeah. If he had a bit more time, I think Reed could have defeated Doom. But like his mistake really was trying to use the same exact spell Doom used against Dormammu, and also keep this in
Exactly.
mind. Yeah,
Dormammu, I have come to bargain.
there you go. But also, you gotta keep this in mind too, right? Even though Rita still is Scientist Supreme, Doctor Doom still is Sorcerer Supreme, and right now his powers are still being amped up by all those citizens he's draining from
Yeah,
Latveria right now. Dude. After they get free, I kind of want to. I kind of hope they explore this, right? Those people's bodies, all those Latverians, their
they should be
bodies must
dead.
have gone
Their body should
fucked.
be drained. Yeah,
Most of them
they
should be
they come out look like Two Face. They gotta come out look like Two Face or something.
either that or their lifespan has been completely shortened. Like god damn, because
Cause then when the,
for Doom to have to use all this power to go up against all the heroes, yeah, they're the ones paying the
like, yeah,
price.
but people
you
have to
know?
remember the last time we had a situation like this was
hmm
Doctor Strange and Wong, but Doctor Strange did not know it was happening. What Wong
Yeah,
did, we had a whole school of magic people give their lives multiple times for Strange to have power for his magic. So
exactly.
this isn't like a new situation or anything. These people should be
Mhm.
dead after this. Like how much all the crazy stuff Doom have done, all the
Yep.
world spanning spells. These people should not survive this.
The world sees Doom for what he should be seen as from the beginning, a villain audience. So, yeah.
But
Regardless,
Doom
towards the end,
fucks Reed up. I don't know if I got that other photo where he's
he
burning.
no, he basically temporarily puts Reed into like this one-dimensional space that really stretches his power to an unstretchable degree for a brief time. But that kind of screws up Reed and takes him out of the picture. And yeah, basically
He
Reed
shoots
loses.
Reed in the face and burns his face. And
Mm-hmm.
then he said Reed sits there, he begs for mercy, but I have none. And he shoots him full on, full power, torture free.
Oh
Look at
man,
this.
dude,
Look at his
this is
body. You can see his arms burn apart. Like Reed's dead.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
Unlike Yeah, this is where again we got to point back to Valeria. Like, what's your
Yeah.
response after this
If,
with Doom? You
if she
know?
calls this man Uncle Doom after this character's done, bro, for a while. They're like,
Yeah.
she's cooked. This is crazy.
Um.
He,
Look.
it was different when they were just fighting all the time. He straight up
Yeah.
murdered your father.
Yeah. Doom may be your idol, Valeria, but Reed is your daddy. He's the one changing your diapers. He's the one making sure you have a safe environment to grow up in, as safe as possible given the family circumstances. He's the one caring and raising for you, and Doom. I mean, come on, like seriously, like come on. So yeah, it is going to be very interesting to see if what Valeria goes on forward after this. So
Yeah, that was
this is
I think that's why I think her becoming a successor after all this will be interesting. Let's see
yeah.
how she takes it. Especially now we know Reed created a whole new magic. Her learning
Hmm.
this and becoming her own version of Sorcerer Supreme, could be an interesting story. I think it'll be more interesting than like half the people on there besides Wiccan. I do not want to
Yeah,
see Storm become Sorcerer Supreme. That's all
yeah. I
that
don't want
bullshit she done got.
I love
I don't want to.
Storm. She's
Yeah,
already a goddess. She don't need
The
it.
moment
exactly.
they said she was the granddaughter of Merlin or some shit, I was done with that.
I don't want to see Gambit at Sorcerer Supreme. What does he have to do with that? But
All he has is
what?
the Agamotto for some reason. I don't even remember he has that.
He's like, I have 3 cats and a lobotomy.
Yeah, right. Bro, you got a wife, okay? Go take care of your wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Take care of your cats and your wife.
If you want
Hmm.
Wiccan to be it, sure. Wiccan has since Wiccan have not had a big role recently, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah,
But like
true.
half those people on there, narrative wise, has no reason. I do not want to see Carol become the Sorcerer Supreme. Why would I want that?
Like, let
Exactly.
Jericho be Sorcerer Supreme again.
Yeah, he's
No,
not
He
even on the
even
was.
list.
Talisman,
He's not even on the list.
Talisman, Shaman, where they at?
And who's in their right mind is pulling Scarlet Witch, who they already have the power
Well,
to break reality as Sorcerer Supreme, as what Doom just did.
to
I
be
would
fair,
rather
I
see
don't.
Wanda a Sorcerer Supreme than Doom.
To
I
be
would not.
fair,
This lady who's unstable every other book, trying to make up for some shit that's been over for 10 years. No,
yeah. To be fair with Brother Voodoo, I don't think he will want to be Sorcerer Supreme, given that the last time he had that mantle, he lost his. Well, was that his brother or cousin? I forgot.
I believe
Brother.
it was a brother.
It was his brother. Yeah, he lost his spirit when he was Sorcerer Supreme during one of their escapades. So yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Let
it
Mhm,
Talisman back. Let her be Sorceress Supreme.
mhm. There you go. But yeah,
and the
yeah. Well,
pressure, like in the thing of time, let's just go next book.
yeah.
But
All right.
we will
Yeah,
be watching Valeria very intensely going forward.
definitely. So, all right then. I guess with that, let's move on.
I'm going to breeze through this because it's just a fight book.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Megatron's here. He's squaring up. He is beating the Megatrons. I mean, he's being Optimus ass for a
Don't
while.
just, don't just
But
say this is a fight book. This is the finale of it, isn't it?
it's the finale of this writer.
Okay.
So, like, the book's still ongoing, but the next issue will be a brand new artist and Robert Kirkman himself writing it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, this is the finale of this grungy artwork that I think fit Transformers the best.
Mm-hmm.
The next
All right.
guy is Dan Mora. Mora. I know
Mm-hmm.
Dan Mora is, right?
Who is he? What are they working
He's an
on?
artist, mainly DC stuff. He's the one with like the very bright, very pretty looking art. It's very bright.
Ah, okay, okay. Gotcha.
So like the
What?
brightest version of color you can get all the time.
Well, you don't think a robot could look pretty, Austin? Come on,
I don't think a book that's mainly been focused on them in the war and out and let them bring that war to Earth and how
Mm-hmm.
grungy they've been so far should be prettied up, if that makes sense.
Okay, fair enough. So,
That's
okay,
how
continue on.
brutal the fighting has been so far. I don't know how well this Dan does action and stuff, but I don't think it's gonna be like what we've been getting. Because what we've been getting has been crazy.
Right, right.
But dude, so people will call it what's his name? Devastator a fraud. And I did not realize. So
Mm-hmm.
Devastator, early in the book, he was fucking up the Autobots, he got flipped by Optimus Prime, and he got his finger ripped off. In this issue,
Wow.
when he tries to fight Megatron, Megatron uppercuts the the soul out of this robot, bro.
Oh God! Wow.
And, like, and he goes flying back. So people
Okay.
call him a fraud now. They
Yeah.
call him a fraud, and it's kind of sad. But
Mm-hmm.
Megatron is actually really like doing well. He's winning, but he started taking advantage of the situation because remember, Optimus Prime does not want to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that he doesn't want to kill Megatron, but he doesn't want to kill humans. So Megatron's
Mm-hmm.
like, you like these little niggas? Guess what? Smash. Guess what? Smash. He's throwing cars, he's stumping on people just to fuck with Optimus. And he's like, you're not gonna shoot me, or you're not gonna run over here because you're scared you're gonna hurt one of somebody.
Yeah.
But go to the first photo. I want to do this.
Yeah. Bring it up.
Yeah,
the
so
first
Optimus
Damn.
runs towards him, knocks him up. They get on top of a building, then you can see Megatron threw him down into the pole over top of another building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bro, look at this art. I'm gonna miss how like grungy and worked up these looks because then the other dudes are just way too pretty, man.
Okay, I can see what you mean. Like it looks more heavy metal here, you know.
Yeah,
So
these look like robots who've been in a non-stop war, haven't had a break compared to how they usually look.
Yeah. I want to
But
see the mileage on the readings at this point. You know, like imagine that.
yeah, but Soundwave declares victory, but it's not over yet
Okay.
because as the Autobots are still doing their little comebacks on the ground, Beachcomber is getting the Autobots together for their comeback. Beachcomber though is a blue Autobot that I kept not knowing the name of in any other book. I finally learned his name. Shout out to him.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to anyone else here. I just want people to know I know his name now.
Yeah.
But if we get to an interesting thing where Megatron turns to a gun and tells Starscream to kill the humans, to mess with Optimus. The Optimus is getting up, but he's bleeding, he's hurt. But you don't notice, but I don't think I actually did. I cover Starscream's backstory in the review. I don't think I did.
No, you didn't. Go ahead.
So his backstory here is that his name was Alt something, but before the war, he had a friend. He was pretty good Autobot. It's not Autobot, but just robot. His friend got murdered, I believe, by Autobot. So that's why he took revenge and turned Megatron to fight the Autobot specifically. But the thing that inspired him to even join the war and be a good robot or anything, because he was going to be an Autobot first, was seeing Omega Supreme for the first time.
Okay.
As he was on his friend with him running, he saw Omega Supreme, and he waited them and gave them like a wing and stuff. And he flew off the battle, and that was inspired Starscream to take up guns in the first place. So as he goes to kill the humans, he looks over and he sees Omega Supreme's body.
Yikes.
And Starscream cannot handle it. So go to the next picture. If I did the picture correct, it should be next.
Let's see.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes.
Okay.
So before this, Starscream looks over and he says, "My name is." It was like Old Star or something. His original name was Old Star before he became Starscream at death of his friend. And he shoots himself in the head with Megatron's gun. That's Starscream killing himself right there.
Damn.
Yeah. He blew his own head off, and Megatron's like, no, God damn it, I knew this dude was pathetic. Fuck.
Oh,
I was like, this is so funny. Because Starscream basically threw the war for him at this moment. The Autobots are fully here now. They're flying back. They're beating Soundwave. They're Beachcomber and Jazz and Ratchet are jumping Soundwave, bro. Give them this work. Shockwave is not here.
I'm just looking closely at Starscream's head blown off. Like, goddamn, dude. Like,
yeah, it's just interesting because, like, remember the book started with Starscream being like just killing humans with full glee. All you find his backstory and how much this war got to him over the years, and him having a little turnaround. It's just interesting. Yep. I really hope they don't immediately undo this. I kind of want him to be gone for a while. Because the people don't remember, we already had a fake Starscream death earlier, like a few issues ago. He got beat up by Soundwave.
Dang.
So as you can see, Megatron's like, man, this goddamn Star man, fuck Starscream. And he goes to try to kill the humans himself. But
Mm-hmm.
this leads to Optimus' big triumphant return. He uppercuts him, sends him flying, and then he shoots Megatron in the chest. And Megatron gives that wimpy ass, Decepticons retreat. And I'm like, bro, after all this shit you done did, this can't be how you go out. Uppercut?
It worked.
It just felt like it looked beautiful. It just felt anticlimactic, bro.
Hey, don't diss Ken from Street Fighter's golden move, man.
No,
Come
no, no. If
on.
it was if it was a shot you get or something, sure. But just imagine
Mhm.
like a regular uppercut. Put the arm down
It,
and
wo-
move it up.
it, it worked. It worked for Naruto when he went up against Neji. You know, come on. You underestimate the
Sure.
uppercut, man.
Bro, but look at Megatron right here, bro. He's still in prime situation of fighting now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, do I have another photo? I think I do.
That no, that was it. You only had
Okay,
three
well,
pictures.
after this, Optimus passes out. You find out the major leadership was healing him. He was infected by Megatron some other stuff earlier. We talked about it in the other review.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting because he's still getting the flashbacks of Spike and Spike's dad, Sparky,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Sparkplug, whatever his name is. But
Okay.
so he sees Spike's birth, where he's getting handed where Sparkplug's getting handed the baby. And like, congratulations, you have a boy. And he's like, please, thank God for all this. And Optimus wakes up, he's like, please tell me Spike's safe. Oh, thank the primes. That's all this is. He's still having the father influence and stuff. I do like how this book has tied Optimus to humanity more than just like being like, oh, Optimus is a good guy. So
Mhm.
obviously he want to help these people.
Mhm.
And I think it makes it more interesting. But the art shows these people have been at war nonstop for 10,000 years. Well, for
Yeah.
10,000 to a million years. So Optimus like still caring as much as he did is so interesting.
Mhm.
Wow, but like you know what paying a loss you get at 10,000 to a million years of war? That's insane. So it like I think this book and the artwork did a good job of showing that. So I just wanted
Mhm.
to give a send off to the first 24 issues of Transformers by Skybound
Maybe.
because everything changes next issue one way or another. I think that's the only
Yeah.
reason Megatron they hurry up and ended the Megatron fight here, so the next
Mhm.
writer or artist can have a full start.
Right, right.
But
We'll see what happens. But yeah,
yeah, I'll
sounds
check it
like it's
out.
going
But
off.
if I don't like the art, like I love Dan's stuff when it comes to superhero stuff. I don't think he fit the war thing, bro. But we'll see how it go when it's time.
I know. I want to see those bright colored oil slashes cut from a robot. You know. So see what happens.
Like even like the gore stuff. You saw like the earlier picture where like Optimus wires are going out of the arm and everywhere like that. Like
Yeah.
I really worry how Dan's gonna portray that stuff.
Mhm.
So
True.
we'll see.
Oh, see what happens. But alrighty then. I guess with that, we can move on to the last book of the night, audience.
Yay!
Ooh, and the last book
It's
is quite
my
a
turn. We're
doozy.
talking about Witch Hazel Variety Hour.
That didn't move. Didn't move
Mudang?
in? Yeah.
Do you want it to be Mudang?
Yes.
Then yes.
Mhm.
It is now Mudang. Anyways,
Mhm.
yeah. Witch Hazel Variety Hour. I read the preview earlier online, and then I was able to find it on my comic shop. It was like I think the last one, so I got really lucky there. Woo!
Yay. There you
Anyways,
go.
so we start off getting introduced to our characters. We got Hazel, we got Cam, and we got
Mhm.
Jock. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know. It's spelled Jacq. This is
Jacques.
Jordy all over again, guys. Jesus Christ.
J- Jacques.
Oh,
I'll pronounce it as Jacques.
I think it's
No.
Jock. And then we
Yeah.
have Newt, who is like a weird axolotl pet thing. We'll get it back to Newt later.
Yep.
Anyways, so we start off getting introduced to Hazel, and we see that she was hired for like a little exorcism type thing because she doesn't have a typical job at the moment. because life be like that sometimes. So yeah, she was hired by a friend of by someone's friend to help deal with the weirdo. And you might be wondering, who's this weirdo? Well, we see this girl, she's just chilling out. Her name's Lauren, whatever. And then we see this giant fly thing sucking on her arm.
Ooh.
Like, what the heck? And Hazel's like, oh my god, are you good, girl? Like I bet Jeff is really nice, but like, oh my god. And so basically, Lauren explains how she met Jeff. It's like this little cute little thingy but mob, you know. It starts sucking on the blood of her finger and everything, and it just goes from there. And Hazel's like, okay, for your safety and others, we need to exercise him right now, you know? And so she starts up a little circle and everything. Can you go to the next picture?
Yes.
She starts the exorcism and everything, and we see Jeff start to go away. And Lauren is like, no, what the fuck? Stop it right now, Jeff. And she gets really pissed off at Hazel because, like abusive relationships, it's really, really hard to get out of them sometimes.
Yep.
Everything. And then she's like, how dare you come to my home and try to hurt Jeff? Why can't everyone just back off and leave us alone? And everything like that. And so, like, Hazel's like, oh, I have an idea. So she goes up to Jeff, she's like, I can't help, but I feel like there's something between us. Have you noticed it? Like, I'm seeing now. She holds up her arm so that Jeff can suck the blood out off of her. And she's like, I want to fucking do this, but if I have to. And Lauren punches Jeff in the face. It's like, how fucking dare you? I gave you everything. You're ready just to throw it away just for a girl you just met? Get out of here. It's over. You gonna go to the next picture?
Yep. Hold. Dude.
Wait.
There we go.
No, that's not it.
What? Oh, that was in the order.
No, I sent it in the right order. It was of Jeff being squashed.
How dare they smush Jeff?
I know, right? Let me look at that.
Yeah, the land shark.
It's a little weird fly thing. It's a weird fly thing.
Just continue on. Oh wait. I think I got it right here.
That's it. There you go.
Right there. That's the one. Okay.
There you go.
Look how sad he is. I can't believe he did this with.
Yeah, well, he's small and vulnerable, man. He's gonna because like how abusive people work. He works like that. Anyway, so he gets squashed because he couldn't get his substance and everything. And so like Lauren's like, hey, sorry about that. Like I just felt like it was overdue, and she starts explaining how this all happened and everything. And so Hazel's like, okay, well, I'm Hazel. I'm the witch that your friend hired. So that reminds me, can we talk about payment or something? I kind of need that. And Lauren's like, payment? You didn't do anything. I was the one who drove him out. She never got paid, by the way.
Yeah.
So she's fucked. So basically the next page, that's where that first story ends. And so the next page, it just explains the difference between reality and the magic world, aka the abstract and everything like that. But that's boring. Let's get back to the fun stuff, shall we?
Will do.
Anyway, so we get like a little comic where it's Cam and Jacques, like, morning routine and everything like that, and whose toothbrush is who. And then we learned that the toothbrush that Jacques was using was actually the one that Hazel uses to exfoliate her pet Newt and everything like that. So that's fun. Lovely. Anyway, speaking of Newt, so basically we start off with another story where Hazel's just chilling out on her bed, and she's like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't afford groceries since I wasn't paid for my last job, which fucking sucks. I know that feeling. And so she's looking in the fridge, just trying to find some food to eat, and she sees a half-eaten Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh.
Like, I guess I'll do. I guess. And so what she decides to do is to shrink herself down to have enough of the donut to eat. Can you go to the next picture?
That lucky bitch. That's what I want to do. It's a Krispy Kreme donut. Bro, you know how long it's been?
It's half of a Krispy Kreme donut. And we put herself down, and we see Newt, like, drool and everything. And she's like, oh shit, no, like, no, you can't eat my donut. Like, you can't eat chocolate, I think. And so, she notices that Newt wants to eat her. Not like intentionally, but it happens sometimes. And so Hazel got to run away and all that jazz. It's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so she tries to get Jacques' attention and everything, but he grabs his phone instead. And she's like, "What am I gonna do?" And so guess what? Guess what she sees? She sees
What?
a North American house hippo.
What? Okay, okay.
Ew.
Yes, moved in. Let's go.
Yeah, it's American mooding.
American representation audience. There you
Well,
go.
North American, not just American. North
North
American. They're in
American. Okay.
Canada.
Oh, okay, okay.
Anyways,
So,
so before Hazel and Moodang can hang out some more, Newt pulls up and he looks a little like, ready to pounce.
oh,
And so Hazel's like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure your prey drive is kicking you in the butt. Are you sure you don't recognize me?" And so basically, she runs away on Moodang, and they get battle ready. She just has
oh,
like a push pin on like a Q-tip. She's using a coin as a shield, a shoelace to like hold on to Moodang, and everything like that. They got to do some fighting to prepare for Newt.
exactly.
NOOT. Didn't know. Can you go to the next picture? And so they
Yep,
start a ferocious battle. And guess
right
what?
there.
Cam picks her up, and they're like, "What have you gotten yourself into? Like, what the hell? What the hell are you
I
doing?"
know.
And Jacques comes in. He's like, "Oh my god, no way!" But don't worry. Hazel instructs the two on how to change her back to normal and everything like that. Um, and basically explains like the whole situation and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam was like, "Wait, there's this one thing I don't understand. Instead of making yourself smaller, why didn't you just make your food bigger?" And Hazel just like drops down and she's like, "God damn it!" So
That old problem.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the next page, we get an anatomy of a newt, N-O-O-T. We don't know what the hell it is. It kind of looks like axolotl. It kind of looks like a dog type thing,
I think it's the axolotl mixed with a dog.
but
Ah,
it looks kind of weird, man. It's a weird looking thing, but that doesn't matter because Hazel loves it. Hazel loves it. But don't worry, we also get an activity section on the next 2 pages, so that's fun. We aren't discussing that. Okay, now we're on to
right.
another little story where, Hazel's trying to is talking to pigeons while feeding them and everything like that. And one of the pigeons calls her a loser. And she's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And that's where that little story ends. And can you go to the next picture?
Yes.
Why did I imagine you were the old ninja me like, what the fuck you say to me? What shit?
What the fuck shit? Anyways,
Yep.
so now we're at mid-apple times. So it's kind of like a mix of an apple orchard, medieval times, and a Ren fair.
Well, she bobbed for apples. Is that a thing people still do?
People still bob for
Yeah.
apples, but this is an apple orchard that
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
literally Cam is like gushing out, and they're like, "Oh, like there's apple peeling contest, there's bobbing for apples, apple picking, and everything." And
Candy apples.
so basically, they explain that it used to be the oldest apple orchard in Canada, but it was bought out by a theme park developer, and now
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Ren fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Good on him for keeping it around. He didn't like buy it to tear it down or something.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, so um those two are walking around. Jacques notices someone that he might recognize, but we'll come back to that later. We see Cam over there. At those Ren Fair videos where you see the one lady like pouring
Pouring
beer
beer
in
down people's
another
throats.
person's
Yes.
mouth and calling them like a little harlot and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see one of those. It'll come up later and everything like that. Cam is blushing because of course they are. And so we see Hazel working at the gift shop because everyone needs a job.
Yep.
Trust, everyone needs a job. Anyways,
Of course.
so the the guy who is like is her boss, he's like, Hazel, like, why aren't you letting these people give me money and all this other stuff? And she's like, I'm sorry, but this anti-cash register open, and I never learned how to use a freaking abacus and everything like that. And then her boss is like, no, and didn't I tell you to take off that hat? And she's like, I can't. I'm a witch. Like, it's very important to my identity, because freedom of religion, guys. Remember that. Freedom of religion.
Also, why he hating? I see someone else with a hat on in the picture.
And come on, man. Come on, she always wears it. So basically, Jacques and Cam meet up with her, and they're like, wait, why aren't you wearing your hat? And she lies, being like, oh, it's giving me dandruff. And like, anyways, why are you two here? Like, are you here to come laugh at me and my job? And they're like, no, like, it's really cool. We saw that Cam was obsessed with the kinky bondage lady. It's great.
No.
And so one of them was like, oh, and I saw that girl that you went on a date with, like the witch, the other one. I think her name was Alice or something. And so Hazel freaks out, grabs her hat, and runs away into the orchard and starts crying.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, whatever. It's a situationship. I don't know why you're crying over a situationship, bestie. Anyways, so she feels someone watching her, and all this other stuff. So basically, we cut back to Cam going to the kinky bondage lady and everything like that. And she's like, maybe I should give you a special treatment. Why not? And we see Jacques at the petting zoo, the ye old petting zoo, because why not? And
Right.
having a good time. And he sees Alice walking by. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I probably should have stayed out of it for now. I don't think I should really talk to her at the moment, Because, vibes. Anyways,
Right.
so we cut back to Hazel in the orchard and everything. And she sees a bright light. Keep in mind, she's in the middle of the orchard, so it's really dark in there. And so we get introduced to Eris, the guardian of the grove, oracle of the orchard, ambassador of the apples. And so basically, she's like, who are you? And Hazel's like, oh, I'm Hazel. I work at the Mid-Apple Times. Like, I'm probably going to get fired now, though, but whatever. Anyways, so basically, Eris explains that she had a similar fate, and where the boss is being a major fucking bitch and everything. But guess what? Eris just, like, hangs out with the apples, man. She ain't hurting anyone. And so basically, like, Hazel's like, oh, that all sounds great to me. I hate this place, and they say I couldn't wear my hat. And
Dang.
so basically, she was like, wait, did you say you were going to get your revenge today or something? And she's like, look, my friends are here, and so is I hate to use the word situationship. Is there any way that you can move your wrath to tomorrow by any chance? And so she gets pissed. Like, Eris gets pissed. She's like, how fucking dare you, bitch? I'm gonna do my thing, man. You cannot stop me. And so, yeah, she starts to wreak some havoc and everything like that. And uses the giant apple thingy, mascot thing, to have her revenge, on this place and everything. Don't worry, Hazel makes it out just fine and meets back up with Alice, who is her situationship and everything. They hug it out and everything. It's all good. It's all good. So basically, Jacques finds Cam still tied up, by just the wrists, by the way. Nothing too crazy. Don't worry about it, Cryptid. Don't get your panties in a twist.
Gotcha.
Anyway, they meet up in a little, like, restaurant tavern thing and everything, and they concoct a plan. Yay! Anyway, so they have Cam dress up in one of the in, like, a nice little pretty dress with, like, the two giant beer glasses, the ones, and like distracts Eris while the two witches do their witch things and everything like that. And so, yeah, and so guess what? They're gonna do some witchy shit, and that's what they do. Can you go to the next page, please?
Of course. Did you?
Yeah, they do witchy shit and everything like that. Eris is defeated. We're all good to go, and Alice and Hazel do kiss, and it's a happily ever after. So basically, it ends up with
Why y'all hating, bro? That's my goal. The Eris, I can't believe y'all did this to her again. Everyone's entitled to a little bit of revenge. Okay.
I know we
What's
all want a little bit of revenge. Come on, man.
just because you got your friends and situationship here, hold on, does not change what you did to me that day.
Look, I understand you have your situationship going, and you have a shitty boss that I also have. But let me have my revenge, please.
Yeah, you can go home and let me do what I want to do.
Take your friends, take your situationship, and go home. And then I'm gonna have my revenge. Anyway, so we get like a little preview of what's next, you know, where we see Hazel going into the abstract. We see a battle of the bands. We see interview with a campfire, where we have Hazel dressed up as Alucard from Helsing. We see Jacques dressed up as Blade. Cam dressed up as the 1992 Dracula. And then we have a crossover with Tintin. That's pretty cool.
Ripped it. Out of all the pictures Winston showed, that's the one they didn't post. Think about that.
Really? Wow.
I mean, I could send it to you if you
It's
want.
too late. Yeah,
so badly.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you after we get off the live because I have the whole PDF here. Jesus.
Gotcha.
You guys want to be like that? Anyways, yeah. And since there was more cool and like activities, I was also given stickers. So if you get a physical copy of it, guess what? You get stickers.
Yay.
Oh my goodness, stickers. So yeah. It was a really cute little book. 10 out of 10 would recommend again. The people who worked on the book know who I am because I brought it up. And I also reposted their posts onto my Instagram story. So go read it if you're cool like that. Anyways, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You
I'm
want
sending
more
the pic.
Eric's story, the real protagonist.
Now, hold on. Okay, sending. Give it a second. There you go. Just sent it. It's on pics.
If you want more Eric's story, aka the real protagonist, keep reading this book.
Okay, I see
Just
it.
this one issue. Just this one issue, guys.
But it's
She'll
better
return.
late than never.
She have to keep returning until she gets her revenge, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
And
I see the
if
picture.
you want to see Jeff again, I guess you can go see Jeff again. I don't know.
There you go. But all right then. I guess with that, we went over time, but it was worth it. Anyway, audience, thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next time.
See you next week. Bye, nerds.
But it's our second goodbye of the evening, apparently.
There you go.
You'll hang out.